Fox fam, we're gonna do some operations workstream the office hours here. And kick Lo-Fi Girl off the stage. Not a very big crowd, maybe some more people show up, but it also is a Friday and there's also a DJ set going on too, so that's a-okay. Happy to have you with us. See if the stage just got unlocked. Cool. So we can use the stage if you guys have any questions, or you can raise your hands as well. I like to keep the agendas for the office hours pretty open and free to people who might have questions about what's been going on in the last 2 weeks since we last met, or what's been going on in the DAO, or if you guys have any questions about what's going on in our squad, then I'm happy to answer those or let our team answer them. We have Lich on stage with us, OG Centralized Fox, who's an ops assistant here, and we've got Ron and Never Was with us too, two newly added workstream squad members that joined at the beginning of the month and just have been drinking by the fire hose while we've been doing a whole bunch of testing. So they've been learning a lot, and maybe we can talk about some of their experiences too. Yeah, squad for life. Ever since Grey Machine dropped that squad thing, I'm way down. I like squads way better than streams or teams or whatever people are calling each other now these days. So all about the squads. I would say maybe just start it off. Ron or Never Was or Lich, what'd you guys think of what happened this last week and our V2, the go no goes, and all the testing you did? What'd you think about your operations roles in that and how it went? No, 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 no. I will never be a chief POAP officer. That will be soon delegated out to the rest of the community. We can all make POAPs, not me.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, Tyler, to your question, it's been great. I mean, like you said, the support from the squad, from engineering, from you, from the whole operations team, from Shifty to Lich, and Ron, and I mean, the support that even though we might be new and we're just coming into it, definitely can see um that community building and that aspect of just coming together and cohesing. It's a good feeling to see that happen in any role that you're in, but I definitely saw it happen very fast here. I know, we were going into a launch right away and stuff, but I loved, I know Shifty's not here on stage today. He couldn't be, but in the beginning, you had taken some well-deserved time, and Shifty and Lich were really, really helpful in bringing Ron and myself up to speed and making sure that we felt included, and that's just great, man. And I just love the fact that that was the case, and I really look forward to continuing, building those bonds, whether it's a squad or team or whatever. But yeah, man. So let's see, how many squads are there?
Oh, we're gonna say this word a lot now. I'm just got egged on to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's enough squads. There's never enough. So we need more. I'm sure we need more squads going forward. But yeah, no, the process was great. There was great structure there. With the triage system already in place, it really helps us get a really good understanding of what the issues are what the issues are and what it could be. So, to all the community members that might be on the call or anything, please, utilize that system. It's very helpful for ourselves, and I'm sure support to be able to kind of build off of and utilize. Engineering was a great, uh, back and forth with them and supporting them and getting feedback from them. So yeah, no, good experience, Tyler. Kudos to you and the other, you know, um, processes that were built already in place throughout. They were helpful.
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks to you guys. They're definitely selling themselves short. Everyone on stage here was working about 12 hours yesterday, and about the same the day before. And we've been pulling quite some odd hours, just making sure we can be there to do some testing. So, um, super happy, and it was my pleasure to have you guys in the foxhole with the engineers last night, while we were hunkering down, figuring out these last minute PRs, these last fixes, and really getting everything as polished as we were able to. So, thank you for your endurance, and for putting up with all the weird engineering banter late at night after we've been working so long together and staring at our computers. Um, for those of you who just joined, or if you're out there right now and you got any burning questions, feel free to type them out in the stage chat or raise your hand. We can bring you up. We're happy to talk about anything you might have questions about, or anything that's going on in the DAO, maybe governance wise or operations wise, what might be coming up next down the pipeline or anything like that. We're certainly not the stewards of the roadmap or anything like that, but we definitely try to keep the progress going with all of those things and are pretty knowledgeable about what's going on here at the DAO. And if not, we can just keep saying squad until Gray Machine passes out and we just see a whole bunch of gibberish on his keys. Hey, Lich's air conditioner. Well, what have you been? What's your thoughts been so far in this process, in this launch? And you've done a couple of launches and tests from centralized ShapeShift. What was your thoughts now doing a launch here in the DAO? Did you see any cool differences, things that maybe were better or worse? Lich?
I think it's just about the same. But yeah, I just want to give a great big shout out to Ron and Everwas. They came just in the right time for all these launches. So I'm very thankful that we have more eyes to check on different wallets. And yeah, with just maybe 3 of us with Shifty, we couldn't maybe catch all those bugs compared to the 5 of us. Like we said, squad. So yeah, they catch up pretty quickly, and yeah, they have been users, so maybe they already know how to interact with the application and the platform. So yeah, you kicked ass, both of you.
In that process, we've still got more to do. We did our initial testing, but now Ops is going to pivot to more first responding to bugs that get reported by hopefully the greater community. There was an announcement that Noah posted. Fox McCloud posted. Oops. I got to get better at everyone's pseudonyms. Fox McCloud posted a how-to step for testing and how to make tickets inside our triage process, and we already had our first Fox make one of those, which was an actual bug that we got to make into a ticket. And from the user posting the ticket to us getting it all the way into GitHub issues so we can have an engineer look at it. It took about 7 minutes. So the process is working, and it's pretty cool. And I was able to tip that user a couple of Fox for being part of the process as well. So if you're looking for ways to earn some Fox and you really like ShapeShift and want to see us progress, those instructions on where to go to test the new version are up in the announcements channel, just scrolling up a little bit. And you can follow along there or reach out to anyone in ops to talk to us about what you might be seeing if you're seeing some issues, and we can help you along the triage process as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tyler. Yeah, the like now it's going to be the point where obviously everyone is going to start looking for things, and we'll definitely be the point people with the support team and trying to drive those issues to resolution. So please feel free to do those things that Tyler is mentioning and follow along. Reach out to us. I know Gray Machine had reached out to the squad and wanted the squad to kind of see how the squad can help him as much as the squad could. Sorry, Gray, I had to do it. But he already was, I think, looking at stuff in there already and pointed out some great points that might not have made the first round of things, but now is the time for his keen eye and others in the community to kind of just look at things and give us feedback and stuff to the whole, and we'll work on getting those things the way we want them to be.
Really. And that brings up maybe a couple of good ideas. Maybe we can lead this into a progressive conversation and talk about the fact that our triage process is really put together well and is functional. And then we've kind of got these other ends of it that now that we're in the DAO, we've got to plug in some different kind of pipes, some different than what the centralized pipes were from the flow. And maybe we can get some greater output. We can maybe increase our velocity, and we might be able to get a lot more contributors active in these things. So one of the cool things is now if we get a ticket that is created through this that goes all the way up to GitHub issues, it's now a public ticket that can be seen by anyone. And my hope is that through Unsolved User Problems, one of our operations weekly meetings, and maybe even this meeting, if we need to spend some time talking about bugs and bounties and things like that, I'd love to find a flow so that there are available tasks that contributors that might have some coding skill could be able to look at these issues and work on them. We're about to be in a space where everyone is on the same even playing field, where all of our code is open source, and anything that might need to be worked on or bugs that are issues that could be resolved or things that people could identify. There's another avenue of the pipeline as well, that sometimes things go straight over to GitHub issues, and then sometimes things go to this other meeting that is hosted by Diggy called our QA meeting. I don't know if we have a better name than just the weekly QA, but this is a meeting where we have our unicorn Beard, who's part engineer, part front end wizard, part barbecue master, and he's really, really, really great at doing things quickly to get not bugs, but maybe feature requests or nice to haves or polishes around icons, pages, certain sort of modals, effects, things like that, that aren't necessarily just like, hey, this data is incorrect. All of those information that goes over to that meeting, and he's able to kind of punch that out. And there's their own separate board there that's kind of similar to our GitHub board. And since becoming a DAO, we've had such great contributors like Gray Machine, who's wandered his way all the way into the product work stream and is making lots of great work here. I would love to see if we can find more people that can sit at that table with Beard and really help us churn that output just similarly to how we might be doing bounties with the engineers. So I haven't looked at that. It looks like there's no questions yet, but I hope that maybe that's sparking some ideas in some people in the audience's minds, or maybe anyone on stage, about how we could get more people at the table, both on the engineering side and on the product design side when we have these bugs, so we can get them out quicker and then maybe bounty or tip our contributors for doing such. So maybe that's an open-ended question. Maybe that's something we can go off in tangents. But I have high hopes for us figuring out how to do that successfully here at the DAO. And I hope that maybe we can figure out, based on what other people's ideas are, how to do that efficiently here. Anyone on stage have any thoughts or ideas about that? I can just monologue for a while too about the random musings that Tyler comes up with about blockchain inefficiencies too.
I hate to leave you up here on your own self, man. Oh yeah, great points, Tyler. I'll jump in. Only just because I don't want to see you up here, rambling.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
love hearing myself talk. I can talk as long as I need to. So not a problem there.
No worries. Yeah, no, great points. I think, the proposal that Gray Machine has up now with the creative services and stuff will be probably a very powerful bridge to what you were saying, providing assets and ability to, accomplishing a lot of those things and being able to take a look at it. Yeah, so I definitely want to see, that, come to be. And I know Gray would probably say that he probably doesn't do a lot of coding himself per se like that, but his eye for things and his ability to, manage with his project managing skills and stuff, I think will be a great asset in, building those bridges and getting those things accomplished. So yeah, I definitely see there'll be a lot of opportunity there, Tyler. So I think you're going to get your wish probably with having more accessibility and availability and more resource to getting these things accomplished.
Totally. I think it's kind of like a feedback loop too, Gray's definitely leading by example here and setting the stage so that anyone else that might want to jump up and start contributing in a meaningful manner, without having to be an engineer. There's lots of ways in which you can find a way to plug yourself into what's currently happening. Irina comes to mind too recently as someone who's really jumped in and latched onto how can I contribute? How can I add to what's going on in this cool DAO? So that design QA thing, I think, is a really cool one that could have some meat on the bone for those of us that might not be deep divers inside code, but might want to help contribute in a way that they best know how. And I would say that similarly, how Ron and Neverwas, your guys' skill sets is slightly different, but you both bring great perspectives to the operations workstream and to our problem solving skills. Maybe that design QA meeting, whenever that gets set up, could have some people that are maybe bug minded like this, or maybe detail oriented or OCD. Those kind of great behavior traits for good operations or QA testing people, I think, live out there inside the community right now, and you might not even know that you have the perfect skill set to help us do something here. So I'd love to make it to where those opportunities can be more visibly seen and applied for. So I definitely will be trying to open up that inside our processes soon. Yeah, it's a bummer we don't have them right now ready for the community, but as you guys can see, we move very quickly. So I'm sure if we set some active goals towards doing this, we'll have a process behind it shortly. Yeah, no, GK put in a lot of tireless work there, but also so did Toasty and Pcoin. Yeah, Princess Cola also did a whole bunch of aggregation of all of those addresses. So a lot of work went in there to do something that was just kind of an idea of Willie Fox's, to be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did a POAP? and all of a sudden there we were being like, why did Willie Fox say wouldn't it be cool if we did a POAP? But we got a POAP out, and it helped us improve our processes and in the way we had to do it. So I'm hopeful that out of necessity we will have a better POAP process for the rest of the POAPs, and we might see some speed on that end now that we had an event that was big enough to force us into this situation. Yeah, and props to Hunt in there too. I don't know if he was mentioned as well in that list, but Hunt was definitely involved in this entire process and getting people in the right room, and continually nagging when we needed to get progress out of there. That's basically all I did in the situation, so I can't claim too much for the Toke stuff. But I hope to continue to work with Giantkin to get our POAPs up for the rest of the meetings that we used to dish them out towards. And I also found a really neat plugin to Boardroom in the process that we can issue POAPs for people who vote on any of the individual proposals that go up. So that's a really cool one too. That doesn't have any sort of farming capabilities to it. It's literally the second that you vote for something, it identifies it and will issue you a POAP right there that says I voted, or however we'd like to use that cool Figma tool that Hoff and Gray Machine have worked on to make those POAPs there. So soon we will be so POAP rich, we will be like farmers ourselves.
I have to say, just because he's on stage, I gotta say in the audience, if you throw dollars, you might get a treat. So I'm just gonna say that, and then I'll let everyone else speak.
I came on way early in that little monologue there, Tyler, but I was given props and I did it in the room to Toasty because he actually pushed it over the finish line. It was very frustrating. I actually set the bot up so it would work on its own, but it only works in the state, in the various chat rooms. The rest of the process is all manual. So that one was more of a pain, and it was all Toasty and whoever he got to aggregate the addresses in, and then we had to go into their Discord and get that stuff done, and that was another frustrating part. But so more props to Toasty than anybody. That was it.
Oh, he left before he did his dance. Dang it. Nobody else? Come on, guys. We gotta talk about something.
Did do my dancing bear in there. For the POAP thing, the part of the main problem with the thing is you have to be authorized. At the moment, I am the only one that's authorized to get the POAPs in their Discord done. I do have a couple of other people set up who do it. They just haven't signed up. They haven't finished it. I'm not pointing any fingers at Tyler and other people. That was all. Trying to wake him up. He went and got a drink, right?
Maybe he's talking and he doesn't know he's on mute.
Oh man. Oh man.
He is.
LOL. I can't believe I don't know how long I've been on mute for. I've been just talking to myself, guys. Yeah, no, I thanks for the push, GK. I definitely reached out and cool. Looks like I just got approved for it, so I can help you out there now, GK. So we'll get it taken care of, and next week we will have POAPs. You heard it here first, folks. Hold me to it. Publicly shame me if you don't have a POAP at the governance call. I'm giving myself a little bit of a window. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't want to be this chief POAP officer. Like this has got to be Toasty. We can have like a like a
Definitely not. Definitely not. I already resigned.
it's a well it's stuck in the Thunderdome or something like that, and the loser gets POAP officer.
Oh God. After what we just went through for that last one, I don't know.
Well, like I said, in the voice channels, it's easy. It's set
Yeah,
up.
the voice channel seems like it would be pretty easy, but that was Giant and I
You
found
don't
that
have
was
to
like a
interact.
2-day process. Yeah,
Oh, I know.
I was pinging them, and it eventually turned to me just like begging and pleading and almost calling them out for
Just
doing other
tell us what's
people's
wrong.
before ours. Yeah.
It's like, would they just let us know if there's something? And there was nothing wrong. They approved it as it was. Did we change anything?
No, we didn't have to change anything. We did
Okay.
everything absolutely correct. They just refused to give us a green check mark because they hate us. I don't know. And then they eventually gave us one.
Well, it has a lot to do with the old POAPs that aren't updated yet with the images properly. They've been giving me a hard time the whole time for that. That's why I
Yeah,
promised that we'd have the artwork before we do any of them. And have only done 2, 3 technically. So most don't know about the test ones I did. If you got a weird wolf thing glowing in your POAP list, that was that.
yeah, they gave me a hard time too, and they approved me about the fact that they're not allowing pending artwork anymore. So
Right. Yeah.
we'll follow up with them on that, and we'll get it out. And I guess if you're learning anything from this, we are accepting people as tribute for the chief POAP officer role. So if you'd like to step up as tribute, please drop the GIF. I volunteer as tribute, and we'll take it right now. If not, I will make this process so much smoother and easier that people will want to do it. So we'll get there eventually. And thank you for all of the pain that you've gone through for the greater DAO, Toasty. I know it was not fun.
Yeah, no problems. I just wanted to get it out. I'm glad everybody voted. We're just trying to give the community what they wanted, and we'll be distributing that NFT. We already picked a winner and stuff, so we'll be announcing that later on too, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah, I seen the address. It wasn't me, so it's not fair.
Definitely rigged then. If you don't win, it's definitely a scam.
Oh, and
Part
that
of this,
Figma thing up there that Brave Machine just did, I checked that out. It's kind of interesting. I couldn't figure out how to use it to actually produce even my temporary one to try in testing. That's why I grabbed one off of a thing that would look like a fox. And that's why we got that one, the few people that have that in their list, because I couldn't figure out the Figma thing. So maybe Gray Machine should do a video on how to do that.
we can take a look at it. Yeah, certainly, GK, you've got way more on your responsibility list to be digging in the weeds of creating individual POAPs. So we can alleviate you from that. And now that I have access, I will definitely be jumping in to do more of that.
You're saying the co-op I did sucked. Oh, okay, I got you.
No, it was great. I don't have it, so I don't see it in front of me. But I'm sure it's very unique and non-fungible. So
I have it, and people don't know. This is the pull-up of GK on stage dancing. He's saying it's a fox, but he's just calling himself Foxy. He's just calling himself Foxy. So I'm just saying.
Is it this one? I'll share it if it's. I was just gonna drop it in. Here it is. It's in the stage chat. Oh, that one's better. Awesome.
there we go. So one thing I would say, we have just expressed a lot of frustration about the process of creating these POAPs, and anyone who's been in there has known the headaches that they've had. But this is kind of an experience we will collectively all share as we work on the bleeding edge of Web3. You can see it inside our situation with Boardroom that's kind of perpetually always getting worked on. You can see it all the way with our waiting to turn Thor trades back on inside the ShapeShift app. We chose to work on a product that is dependent on other brand new third-party services and protocols that are all developing kind of at the same breakneck pace that we are. And people are cracking more than just a few eggs as they make their own omelets around here. So we can have bake in a little bit of patience and understanding for maybe the situation that the POAP team might find themselves in. They certainly did not expect to get the flood of users and POAP creators that they have, and that's basically DDoSed them for 6 months. And when we were at ShapeShift and we went from a $1 million volume day to a 50 million volume dollar day in just a week, it wrecked everything. And you can throw so many resources at what you have before you just got to start filling warm bodies and seats and scaling up. But even then, there's definitely like a following tail of being able to handle the tickets, being able to handle the work, being able to handle the load, and having the skilled people to be able to do so. So I would imagine that a couple of weeks from now, we're going to all be POAPing like we've never POAPed before. And I believe that a lot of these services will have these kind of ephemeral and temporary headaches that we're experiencing now, and to treat them with maybe the proper grain of salt will allow us to let the sweat roll off our back when we need to know that this is kind of a temporary situation, and allow us to navigate with the cool level head that we need to for the greater good of the DAO, because all of these things are new. All of these things are undergoing maintenance. If you've worked inside Colony right now, you'll notice that calling it beta, is a very kind gesture for some of the bugs that we're experiencing in it as we use it for the scale that we are. But with you guys are early adopters, you guys are the ones getting laser discs before everyone else. So with that comes a really, really great visual picture and the best sound you can get. But it comes with a little bit. You got to go to a specialty store sometimes. You got to get someone to work on your I don't know what's the little eyeball inside the laser disc to get the alignment right. Anybody a laser disc collector out there? No, just me. Okay. Well, just me. I'm sure Hunt's probably got a laser disc or two laying around in the background. So yeah, that was my spiel on maybe we can practice some patience, and to curb your expectations for the 10 next future integrations that Willie Fox might bring into our DAO. They might be a little clunky, they might be a little hard, they might not have a clear message or one of those things yet. Like I, for one, am super confused on Tokamak still, and I wish I knew everything that I could, and people keep explaining it to me, and I'm still scratching my head. But one of these days I'm going to get it, and it's going to make a lot of sense, but that's just the nature of these Web3 technologies that we're in right now. So the best we can do now is to lean off of the teamwork that we have between our squads, to help like we have been inside the Discord. I've seen so many people jump up and provide resources or help with new people that are jumping in the first time. And all of these things are going to help us scale up and be more successful and figure out what those difficult pain points are in Web3 and how we can address them successfully to just meet that next hurdle and progress forward. I feel like I'm both talking about like the cool future and then this antiquated future of like the 1950s through 80s. It's like cyberpunky. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys are good buffers. Cool. Well, I feel like I've got more monologues in me, but I'm just going to keep losing people the more I monologue. So, if anyone's got any sort of direct questions to us, or if anyone on stage here has got some things they'd like to direct us in for a conversation, let's do that, or else I'm going to give everyone their time back and we're going to have a great Friday. All right, cool. Well, with that silence, I'm going to bring Lo-Fi Girl back up on stage and going to wish you all a GM. And we will see you all either in the DJ lounge for a bit of a party today or somewhere in the Discord as you guys are plugging away at this new app or whatever it is you're doing inside the Fox fam. So make it a GM and HFMS. We'll see you later.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, GM.